Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another segment of About Last Nightmare. Now, this is the series that I've been doing with my very good friend Nick, the Last Shoegazer, where we do a two-part review of a certain film that we watch together but separately. Some usually message and either tear the film up or have fun with it. I handle part one, which is, of course, the facts and figures, and Nick takes care of part two, which is a basic synopsis and our overall take and rating on the film. Last night we had the pleasure of watching Halloween 2018. Now, of course, Halloween is a 2018 film which runs approximately 106 minutes and is the official sequel to the 1978 classic Halloween from John Carpenter. This is directed by David Gordon Green, who was responsible for Manglehorn, and that has Al Pacino in it, if I'm not mistaken. I do own it, I haven't watched it yet. He was also responsible for The Sitter with Jonah Hill, which is really, really funny. Your Highness, which, surprisingly enough, I've actually never seen. I do have it, but I've never seen it. And Pineapple Express. Love that movie. Now, it's written by Jeff Fradley, and Danny McBride. Now, Danny McBride is an actor who is in a lot of those films. He was in Alien Covenant, This Is the End, and Pineapple Express, along with Fanboys. He had a small part in that. Now, this stars Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, reprising her role from the original 1978 Halloween. She was in Halloween 1, 2, 7, and 8. She was also in The Fog, Prom Night, and Terror Train. It stars Judy Greer as Karen, her daughter. And I was kind of confused about that one. A lot of people said it was kind of misplaced, her being cast in this. But in looking her up, she has been in a few horror movies at least. She was in Jamie Marks' Dead, Cursed, The Village, and of course she was in Ant-Man 1 and 2. This has Will Patton as Officer Hawkins. Will Patton was the bad guy in The Postman, which I actually really like that movie. That and Waterworld, I think, are very underrated Kevin Costner films. He was also in the Mothman Prophecies, The Punisher, and Armageddon. Now, I don't think a lot can be really said about this film that hasn't already been said. This was a huge deal in October when it came out. And it was also talked about many, many months before it actually came out as well. There was so many trailer reactions, so many speculations on story. And to be honest with you, I did see it in the theaters, and I think we got a darn good Halloween film. But I'll let Nick take care of the overall synopsis and our rating and everything. But it is dripping with atmosphere, and the soundtrack is brilliant. So, it definitely has all that going for it as well. Now, I was trying to look for interesting things about the film that I either didn't know or hadn't really been spoken about much. And the only thing I could really come up with that I didn't know, which was Jake Gyllenhaal actually is the one that convinced Jamie Lee Curtis to reprise her role as Laurie Strode. Now, she apparently is a really good friend of their family and her unofficial godson. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I had no idea that that actually happened. A couple interesting things about this movie. I did a bit of a rant the other day when I went to Best Buy to get the Steelbook and it wasn't there. I ended up with this Blu-ray, which is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray's great. It has that embossed slipcover. That's really cool. When I got it home that day, a little bit later on, I had put it in my Xbox to watch it. And right as the menu came up, I got a message from my friend Nick. It's almost like he was reading my mind. Originally, this week we were slated to do War of the Satellites, which we'll probably get to next week. Um, Another Roger Corman film. But I just thought it was kind of interesting. As soon as I put it in, the title screen came up after the previews, or I fast forwarded it through the previews. I can't remember. But I hear a ding on my tablet, and I got a message from Nick, which was very strange. So, just a little interesting side bit about that. Now, this is Nick's first watch of this film, of course. I did see it in the theaters, and it was really fun to experience this together. So, definitely check out part two, which is Nick's part, where he discusses the synopsis of the film and our overall rating and take on the film. And, yeah, if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.